Hi, I'm Jonathan. I use the handle Babomots online, and I'm going to be talking about the Discord server that I've made for talking with people about Homeworlds, and about the bot that I made for playing Homeworlds in the server. So here's the what it looks like in the server. I will put an invitation to it in the video description. There are a few channels. The general channels meant for talking about the game. Announcements is where I'm going to be putting any announcements about changes to the server, maybe announcements about tournaments, any important news, I guess. There's a channel for people who are looking for somebody to play with. And here, this channel, Bot Instructions, my plan is to use this to just have this one post that will have instructions for using this bot that you can use to actually play Homeworlds with other people here on the server. So now I'm going to show you how this works. To get started with this, you just type !register. In any of the channels, I intend for people to use the lobby channels to play the game, but at the moment it's set up so that you could play in any of the channels. If you just type register with the ! Then by default it will have people move in the order that they register, and you'll get a time bank of 45 minutes. But you can see down here in the instructions that you can optionally give it a number n that will determine the order that you move in. And the second parameter is the number of seconds that you want to have in your time bank to start with. So if you agree with your opponent that you want to have different time banks or short time banks, then that's something that you can do. And after both players have registered, either one of you can type !begin, and the game will start. After the game starts, there are commands down here for pausing the timer, unpausing the timer, and canceling the game with stop. While the game is running, you use commands just like in Super Duper games, with an ! At the beginning to order the bot to move your pieces around. So I'm going to go ahead and try that out. I'm going to go over here to lobby 1, and I'm going to register, and the bot's going to respond to confirm that I have been registered in the game. And now over here in another window that you shouldn't be able to see, I am going to register with another account. Let's see. I was in the wrong lobby, so that so I tried to register in this other lobby instead, but this is lobby 1, so you've got to make sure that you're in the same channel if you want to play together. Alright, so here comes other account is now registered. Now I can say begin. Oh, so if you do change your mind, you can unregister, and I'm no longer a player in the game. And if I were to try to start the game now, it's going to tell me, oh, there's only one player right now, and that's the other account. So I'm going to register again. And notice since I registered this second time, the first time I registered I was player 0, and so the second person who registered was player 1. Now I've re-registered, and it's incremented it, so I'm now going to be player 2, so the other account, the PIB account, is actually going to get the first move in the game. So now I'm going to hit begin. And to begin with, it just gives you a timer that shows how much time is left in each person's bank. There's an arrow showing the player that's currently on move, and you can see their time ticking down. So now that person is going to make a move. They're going to make their homeworld. And now I can show you what a homeworld move looks like here on my account. So you can go ahead and you type always start with an ! And you can type out the whole word homeworld, or you can just type an H, just like on Super Duper games. And now I'm going to pick my stars. I'm going to make this a very short game, just so I can demonstrate things. We're going to go ahead and connect the two homeworlds, and the moderator will post a new image of the state of the game, and the clock always moves down to the bottom. Now say that one of us needs to take a break to go eat dinner or handle something else that's not related, and we want to pick up the game when we're done, then you can pause the timer with just an exclamation point. The exclamation point will pause or unpause the timer. So you can see that the turn is paused right now. If I hit just an exclamation point again, it'll unpause. You can also explicitly say pause and unpause. Now it's my opponent's turn here. They're going to build a ship, unsurprisingly. I'm also going to build a ship here in my home. And you just keep moving back and forth like this. Now I'm going to trade my G1 for Y1 in my home. And my opponent's just going to pass, because I want to demonstrate what happens with the end of the game here. So one of the reasons that I wanted to make this bot was that on Super Duper games, for one thing, you can't have really short timers like this, so it's not good for playing short-timed games. The other thing is that Super Duper Games is not aware of the current rules, which allows the game to end in a tie if both players are eliminated in the same move. So I'm going to eliminate both myself and my opponent in one move. The bot is going to detect that condition, and it's going to give me an appropriate message at the end. So here, I'm going to sacrifice the Y1 in my home. And now on Super Duper Games, if you have more than one action per turn, you have to separate those actions with line breaks, like this. And then I'm also going to call the catastrophe. But in the Discord channel, to get line breaks like this, you have to press Shift-Enter, and that can be hard to remember, and it's kind of annoying. So I do not require people to put in line breaks. The bot will let you separate your moves with anything you want. It can just be a space. It can be some other punctuation. Underscores I'm not positive about. I think well, we'll try it. We'll put in an underscore. Anything that's not a number or a letter can be put in here. I think that semicolons or slashes are convenient. There's some chance that it won't like the underscore, but let's find out. You know what? Actually, rather than that, I'm going to show you that the bot is keeping track of the rules. It doesn't let you do just anything. So let's say I wanted to build a ship in my opponent's home. It's going to complain. It's going to tell me that I can't do a build there. I don't own a green piece in that system, so I can't perform that action. So this bot should be helpful for new players who aren't sure that they can keep the rules correctly. The bot will keep them from doing anything illegal. Alright, now let's try the sacrifice move that will end the game. Okay, it didn't like the underscore. So apparently underscores count as word characters. But I can use any other combination of punctuation that I really want to separate the moves. You don't have to have any punctuation at all. You can just have the space or a new line, like I said. And it processed the move, and it prints out the final state of the game. I destroyed both systems, so the end state of the game is just that all the pieces are sitting there in the bank. And then it gives me a record of the entire game. You'll notice that it capitalized the names of the systems for me, even though I wasn't capitalizing them as I played. This is something I forgot to mention. The names of the home systems are the usernames, the Discord usernames of the players. So that's picked up automatically. And even though I just typed H's, I didn't type in the word Homeworld for these moves, it went ahead and completed the word for me. And when there were multiple actions in one turn, the first action is on the first line, and then the later actions are on separate lines with a little indent. I think it makes it a little easier to read. And it detected that the game was a draw because both players were destroyed at the same time. So that's the bot keeping track of the rules and giving you a display of the state of the game throughout the game and a printout of the all of the moves at the end for your records. Now let's say that back here in this state, well, for one thing, we can go back and review the state at any point. You can look at the image. But also say the text is a little too small for you if you can't quite read those system names. Here on my computer, I can click on the image, and it will bring up a slightly larger version of the picture. And I can even open the original. If you click here, it's going to open a browser window that you're not going to be able to see. But that browser window is going to have the original image with the ability to zoom in so that you can get an even closer look if the text is too small for you, or if Discord does sometimes zoom out a little bit so that the preview image is not too big. And I have tried this on a mobile device as well, and you can tap on the image here and get a bigger picture that you can zoom in on. So you should be able to use this to play games. The bot is running right now. Anybody that joins the server can play with anybody else, and hope you'll use it to play some games and have fun.